What's going on, everybody? I hope you are all doing well. So today's video is going to be kind of short. I don't really expect it to be doing too much here, but I bought this USB digital microscope so that we can look at the coins that we collect a little bit more enhanced. I know a lot of people use this, especially when you're trying to find any of the variations or any errors that could be on the coin. So today's gonna be a quick video. We're gonna unbox this. I'm gonna hook it up and we're actually gonna switch screens here. I'm gonna move away from my phone and I'm gonna show you the overlay that we have for the USB thing. So I'm gonna mess with this a little bit, but let's go ahead and get this open up here. Actually should be fairly simple. There's like no wrapping at all to this, but to do that off camera there, but let's go. And I was actually expecting this package to be much bigger. I didn't think it would actually be this tiny of a thing, but I guess it's gonna work. So okay, there's that. Throw that off to the side. But I mean, I've seen people use this, so how it works. We got a nice little, I don't know what these are, little, but this is the plate that we're going to be setting everything onto. I think I'm probably just gonna, since it's taking up so much smaller space than I expected, I can actually just keep this on my desk when we're doing these videos here. I'm gonna move the camera for just a second, but eventually I'm gonna have it sit something like right here, and then just have that go right next to my computer. I'll route it all through, and let me go ahead and do that right now while I got you here. Forgive the shakiness of the camera, but I may actually have to do this off camera. I'm not 100% sure. But let me go ahead and get this. Yeah, I'm going to do this off camera just because I'm probably going to need some space here. But let me go ahead and do that. And then I will get back to you guys with the complete setup. All right, guys. So I actually got it set up right there. Does not take much space. So it's going to sit right here. I got it on program on my computer here, but you'll see that in better resolution. I'm not going to be doing this back and forth. That's just too much. But I got the coins from the previous coin rolls that we've done. We're going to go ahead and count we're not going to count these, but we're going to go ahead and put these under the microscope, and we're going to look. These are all the key dates that I saved from the past 2 coin roll hunts, or maybe I did 3. I don't even know how many I did, but from the previous 2 or 3, I got them all right here. So we got some of the Lincoln pennies, and we got some of the half dollars. So these are the key dates that I've looked up that could be worth something. So we're going to check it out. I am going to move it over to the computer screen so you guys can get a much cleaner and clearer resolution video of everything. So I'll go ahead and switch over to that. And yeah, this thing was super easy to install. It took like 30 seconds. And so far, I mean, I highly recommend it. I just tested it out on a coin. But I think I got this for like 40-something dollars on Amazon. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's going to be a nice little feature or addition to our coin roll hunt, so that way at the end of each video or once we count all the coins, I'll take all the key dates that we save and we'll throw them under here and we'll take a look at everything. So that'll be really cool going forward. So let me go ahead and switch over to the computer and you guys will be able to go through all the key dates with me. I'm not going to show you every single coin over here. That's just going to be too much. And plus, I don't think, to be quite honest, any of them have any of the key dates. But it is going to be a pretty cool educational slash, learning experience for me at least, and for anybody else who might not know what key dates and what to look for. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here in a second, but let's go ahead and switch over to the computer screen. So we are now here on the computer. So as you can see, this is going to be the first set of coins that we're going to look at here. We're going to look at the 1983 Philadelphia one. I do have a small stack of these, but what we're looking for here, and this is from the PCGS website here. So we have the 1983 1C double die reverse. So basically what we're looking for on this one is the double die reverse. So that's going to be on this side of the coin here. What they mentioned is, like, you can see it pretty much right here on the bottom part of this penny where it says 1 cent. You can see the doubling of the letters on here. Let me just actually zoom down just a little bit more. There we go. So this is what we're going to be looking for here. on the next few coins. Now, again, I don't know if I have any or at all on any of these coins that we're going to look at, but for this one, if you do have a 1983 penny and you're able to look at it, you want to look at the words United. You want to look at the whatever this pluribus unum. You can see doubling on that one, and then the 1 cent will have some doubling. So that's going to be your best indicator. Make sure it is a 1983 Philadelphia. So I'm going to keep this up here for us to look at, but I'm going to do just one coin for you guys here, and then if I find anything, I will definitely show it to you on the camera here. But for right now, what we're going to do is, you can definitely see I have a 1983 Philly right here. So let's look at the back side, see if we see any doubling on that coin. Now, I don't think we do. It is kind of hard to see. I don't know if there's any way to like really kind of enhance it. This is my first time messing with it, so forgive me if it's not like perfect. I don't think there is a way to zoom in on it unless I actually tilt it down closer to the... Okay. Sorry about that. I had some issues with the microscope. It actually doesn't like to stay on the little pad that it's got a little suction cup thing on it, but it doesn't like to stay on there. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that. But going back to this is that 1983 penny. I zoomed in a little bit better so we can actually see everything. It is very sensitive to the zoom in, but I don't see any doubling on here on the United above the memorial, or even more so on the 1 cent. I just don't see any. So this penny does not carry it. So I'm going to go through each one and see if it has anything. If not, we'll go and move on to the next one. All right, so yeah, as expected, nothing in the 1983 Philadelphia one, the one we just looked at. So all of mine were just normal. So those can be put in the return pile. But the next one we're going to look at is the 1984 double die obverse. Most notably, what they say is that around his earlobe, you can kind of see that it's almost like his ear got struck twice. At the bottom part of his ear, you can see it kind of. This one I think is going to be really hard for me for some reason. I don't know why, because there's so many other edges that are like that in the design of his hair that looks like it can just easily be misidentified as a second ear thing. But they also said that his beard and bow tie have a double die. So I'm not sure. I should have had a normal penny to look at. I'm not. I guess I can reference one of them, but this one's going to be just a little bit more tough. But just going off of this picture. But I'm going to look here at his ear. I'm going to find the cleanest penny that I can find for this example. I think we're going to take this one here. Let's see here. We'll take this one. So let's go ahead and look at the front side here, see if we see anything, and it's not picking up for some reason. 1 second, guys. I don't know why it's not up the point. There it goes. Okay. All right, so we're gonna look at his ear here to see if we can find any doubling. I guess this is what a normal one would look like. Let me see brightness. But sorry about that. But yeah, I don't see any doubling on his ear per se. The bow tie, I'm trying to compare it to the photo as best as I can. This is probably the best one I can find. That light is just a little too strong. Let me see if I can tone that down a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of hard for the bow tie part, but I mean, I just don't see anything right there. At least not under the ear, so I don't think this is one of them. But let me take the second best coin that I have, see if this maybe does any improvements. I just can't tell. I guess for me the ear is going to be the easiest because you can see it on that second part, and I don't see a second part on it. So the bow tie part is just confusing me because I can easily just mistake that. But yeah, let's go ahead and just call that a dud as well. So I'm going to go through the rest of these ones, and if I find anything, I'll obviously let you guys know. All right, so yeah, again, nothing in the 1984 ones that would suggest that we have that double die press on the front side again. So, but the next one we're going to look at here is the 1992, the closed AM Lincoln cents. So if you have, and this works for either the Philly or the Denver mint one, so they're both going to be the same. So what we're going to be looking for here, let me actually pull up this photo. This is going to give us the best illustration here. So the top photo that you see is what the 92s should be. There should be a gap in the A and the M, and the bottom part is the error. So this is the one that we're going to be looking for here. So if we can find this error here with the A and the M being close to each other, then we'll have one of the error coins. And I'm not, this one might be tough too, depending on how much space there is between them. And then I think the ones after this are kind of the opposite. So we're looking for the wide ones. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna double check, but I think for the 1992s they were supposed to be open, but then they kept it closed, and then from there on out they kept it closed, but there was some that were supposed to be open. So I'll explain all that. I hope I didn't confuse anybody, but for this illustration only, we are looking for the closed AM on the 1992 pennies. So I'm gonna see which one I have that's the best quality, best shape that I can find here. Maybe this one. I can tell probably this one's a wide one just from, I can see it from here, but I just want to pull it up just to be sure. But yeah, so you can see we're trying to match the bottom photo, and clearly there's a gap there, so this is not going to but let me grab one more here just to make sure. There are some on here that I remember looking very, very close, but I that's why I bought this microscope, so I can tell. Again, this one looks fairly, this one does look like it has a gap. It is kind of hard to see with the naked eye. So, but yeah, there's still a gap. I think it really needs to be close together. So, but yeah, I'll keep going through these here, and if I find anything, I'll let you guys know. Yep. So, okay, so I went through all the 1992 ones, and I mean, they're so hard to look through at the naked eye to see if there's a gap in them. I mean, some of them looked really close. Even on the microscope, they looked really close, but none of them were any of the closed AMs. So, starting on the 1995, the next one that we're going to look at here, this one is the double die Lincoln cent from the Philly mint of Lincoln penny. This one kind of similar to the first one we did. I think it was the 83. That one has a double edging here. Let me actually go and zoom. So in this location, it's actually going to be on the front of the coin here. So the obverse, in the "In God We Trust" and on Liberty, you should see some the double die. I think it's going to be very noticeable in the top part here, maybe than the bottom, but this top part here is what we're going to be looking at. So let me grab a coin here. I only got 4 of them from that year, so we're just going to take a quick look and see if there is any of that going on over here. It's going to be kind of tough, in my opinion, just because it's not the cleanest penny, but I don't believe we're seeing anything here. Trying to alter the lighting too. The biggest ones that I see is in the letter G. There is anything, but I don't think so. At least not for that. I'll do all these with you here. I mean, this one looks way more. Why does that one look way more cleaner to look at than the last one? Difficult to. Do something. I'm gonna do something really weird here. See what I'm saying? It's almost like it's wider in some compared to the bottom one. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, it's so different compared to it. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like it's in bold. But I don't think this is a double. Like, you see how thin the bottom one is compared to that one? I mean, maybe I'm just seeing, maybe I'm overlooking into this a little bit harder than I need to. Take a look at the Liberty, I guess. Liberty looks fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any doubling going on there. I don't know. You guys tell me. You tell me what you think. I'll set those off to the side just in case. But, well, since we're here, we may as well look at the other two. I don't see anything noticeable on this one. It's just that first one threw me off. But yeah, we got these right here. Like see how much? Like some of them are just really fat. I don't think this is a doubling one. Although I don't know, it's so hard to tell with this. I don't know. Maybe it's more obvious than what I think it is, but I don't know. I don't think I have it on here. Um, I just don't see any doubling per se. It looks pretty flat to me actually. I'm just trying to manipulate the light to see if maybe I can see something that I don't. I'm also trying to compare the picture above it. But yeah, I don't think there's anything there. So, all right, so we just went through those. So, yeah, we went through those ones here, and then let me actually pull up the next one here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I have now the last penny of the ones that are that I saved off to the side to see if there's any errors for. This one is the 2000 Philly. So if you recall when we were going through the 92 ones, we were looking for the closed AM. So now from here, I think it's from 1998 to 2000. I'm not 100% sure. I have to double check. But I know the later 90s and I think the 2000. I think any of those ones have the wide AM version of it. So, what we're looking for is pretty much the opposite. So here, if you recall, like this is what every coin looked like in the 1992 ones that I had. Now I'm looking for the opposite. I'm looking for that closed one. So, well, let's go take a look at that real quick. This is the only coin I have, so this will kind of finish it all off here. But if you look, you can see the close. So that's what we were looking for with my other 1992 pennies. So, let me see if I can get one just to compare it, so you guys don't have to go back and rewind the video. Okay, so this right here is the 2000. So this is the closed AM, and then I will actually put the open AM on top of it. So the one on top, I can line this up correctly here. The one on top is the 1992, and the one on the bottom is the 2000. So you want to kind of find the opposite of that. So the top one, I was looking for this closed gap like you see in the back. So you have either the 2000, but for this case, I don't want to confuse you guys because I'm probably going to confuse myself here. But if you have the 2000 Philly, which is what this is, and you have a open gap between the, if I can do it, in between the A and the M right here, then you get yourself an error coin. But all the ones that we did save off to the side, we didn't have anything. So as expected, I'm not even disappointed or even surprised by that matter. But those are definitely some of the most one of the more popular penny ones that you can go through. And if you want, I'm gonna show this list here. What I was looking, I went to usacoinbook.com and I went through. Let me go find the Lincoln Memorial Cent ones, and then you can go through all these different dates and stuff here. And what I like to do is look at any of the ones that are like really expensive, like this one right here. So if you have a 1960 D over D, I do have a bunch of those I need to go through. So I might do a second video, a part 2, if you will. Because if you recall, I have a lot of copper coins, and there are some on here like Um, the 1960 D over D. I know I have some 1960s. I know I have some of these other ones like this. I don't know if I have a 70S, but 71 Philly. Like, there's some ones in there that I know I do have, but like what I like to do is just to go through all these and just see which ones are really worth some money here. I mean, granted, most of these pennies are probably not going to be in MS65 state, but it does help you to at least look and see, the value of it. So, if you have any 1960 ones, you can look through here, and then keep going down. Obviously, if you have any 1970S's, look for that, and just that's kind of what I do. So that's in these ones, the from the 1992 or the 1983 ones that we were looking at, I looked at this one here, if you recall. That one's worth $437 in an MS65 condition, but I'm sure even if we found one just in a coin roll, it'd still be worth more than a penny, obviously. So, but yeah, that's all I did was just go down through here, and you can see some of the other ones like that 92 closed AM that we were talking about. Very, very, very expensive find if you can get one. And then so the 92, we looked at the 95 double die one. The 96 is a wide. I think, okay, so it did start at 1996. But there's some variations and stuff of what you can look for. And this website has pretty much everything. But yeah, that's how I make a list and what I want to look out for. After a while, you'll start remembering and memorizing these dates. I'm slowly getting to that point. But yeah, I use that, and then I'll just do a quick search and pull up the PCGS website because they actually will tell you what to look for in terms of the error. And that's pretty much all it is. I'm gonna start doing this towards the end of my coin roll hunts, and we're gonna put them under the microscope just to make sure we don't have anything. That way, I'm not doing videos like this too often. I can kind of condense it into one video. So, but I do have one more coin, if you recall, in one of the previous videos. I will link that up into the top right description. I found that wheat penny that I was unsure of. I think it was a 19. I have to go grab it real quick because I don't remember the year. I think it was like a 56 San Francisco, but it was like it had a little weird thing to it. So I'm gonna go get that real quick. We'll put it under the microscope, and we'll see what it's all about because I'm not sure if it's anything still. But I was really excited when this microscope came in because this is the one thing that I really wanted to look for other than those other pennies here. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back with that penny, and we'll do one last one here on the screen. And after that, we'll close off this video. So give me 1 second. I will be right back. Okay, so one last one here. If you recall in a previous video, I found a Lincoln wheat penny, and the date was a little throwing me off because underneath the date, the privy mark was a lot higher up than what it should be, and it kind of looks like what this photo here looks like. PCGS for some reason doesn't have it, but I'm looking for this little indent here because most of mine of the other 1956 that I found were looked like they were lower, but the one that I have currently looks like it's much higher, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna leave this page up right here, and we're gonna put this one under the microscope. This is the one I'm actually the most interested in finding out whether or not it's worth anything, because I see a little smudge underneath the D, like this one does, but I don't know how it's hard to explain. So thank God I have this microscope. But let's take a look and see if this is anything. I really actually don't know, but again, I usually am going to be a little more pessimistic on these things. So this is the 1956, and I don't think there is anything under that. I don't think so. Still, yeah, I guess it'd be more predominant than what the picture shows. But it was, I guess it's nothing. I guess it's just a really weird one because the privy mark is for me that I've always seen is maybe like somewhere like around here, like it's a little bit lower. But I guess this one doesn't have anything. I don't see any of the like underneath it. Like I guess this little smudge right here, just when it reflected in the light, the way it did, made it look like the picture to the left. So I do want to, I just want to test out one more thing real quick. I just want to play with the lighting just to make sure there isn't something there that I'm missing. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure it's nothing. But I do want to play with the lighting a little bit, just throw some angles on it just to see if maybe something's being covered up just because it's old. But yeah, I don't see anything under it. But man, it's so weird because it looked like there was something there under the, when I was looking at it through just without a microscope. But yeah, there's nothing there. So all right, well, I guess it's just another one. You know, sometimes you get thrown off or you just tend to overanalyze it a little bit too much, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all. This was the special one that I wanted to look at just because I was not 100% sure. But yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys found this somewhat educational. So if you guys do have any of those pennies that I displayed earlier, check them out. If you have a little microscope thing, then maybe you can see if you got a nice error coin or not. I don't know. But like I said, we're gonna include this microscope thing in future videos from here on out. Every time we're done with a coin roll hunt, we're gonna check them all and see if there's anything and kind of go from there. But I do also have, I think I'll do another video, I guess a part 2, because I do have the Kennedy half dollars to go through. There are some ones on here. Now these were a customer roll or customer wrap roll, so I highly doubt that if this person turned them in, then most likely they're looking for the same things too, and they've probably already siphoned through it. I mean, they did leave one NIFC in there, but I don't know. We'll take a look at it. I might do it on my own. I don't know if I'll make a part 2 video on it. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet with that. But I think maybe in the future we'll do. I might throw some YouTube shorts around. I might do some like its own little series of educating people on what to look for when it comes to finding coin errors and stuff like that. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. You think that it'll be helpful or not? But I just wanted to kind of do a follow-up video to all the coin roll hunts that we did without checking to see if there were any error marks. So, but we finally got that microscope thing. It's really cool. I'm actually pretty happy with it for $40-something. But yeah, for now, that's going to be it. I think the next video might be another education type one. I'm not really sure what we're going to do yet. I haven't planned anything out yet. I'm still in the process as well of finding other banks to kind of source, if you will, whether or not they're going to be a dump bank or if they're going to be banks that actually want to do and order coin boxes for or from rather. But I'm still kind of experimenting, looking around, doing some shopping and that, but I hope to include a couple more in there into the future so that way we have a little more variety. That way I'm not bothering one bank in particular because that's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you stuck with this throughout the whole video, I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye, guys.